You are 25, you have $100. Not a windfall, not a sign, just $100 sitting in your checking account that hasn't been claimed yet by anything urgent, and a quiet suspicion that if you don't do something deliberate with it right now, it will be gone by the weekend and you won't be able to tell anyone where it went. So you do something deliberate with it. You open a Roth IRA. You pick a low-cost index fund because someone online said that's what you do when you don't know what you're doing. You set up the automatic transfer, $100 first of every month, and you click confirm, and you wait for something to happen. Nothing happens. The account shows $100. The market moves, and your $100 becomes $97. You check it before bed. You check it in the morning. The number does not respond to being watched. This is how it starts. Not with momentum, not with clarity, with $97 and the mild embarrassment of having told yourself this was going to be the year you got serious about money. You feed it $100 every month, like a plant you're not sure is alive. Some months the number climbs, some months it drops. You check it less as the year goes on, not because you've lost interest, but because the checking stopped producing any feeling worth seeking. The account sits there, the market does what the market does. You do the only thing that is actually yours to do, which is transfer the $100 and leave it alone. By the end of year one, you have contributed $1,200. The balance reads $1,340. You could have earned that difference in an afternoon of overtime. You know this. You stay anyway, not because the number is impressive, but because you're beginning to understand that the number isn't the point yet. The point is the month where things were tight and you transferred the $100 anyway. The point is the discovery that your life did not deteriorate without it. The things you thought you needed that $100 for mostly didn't materialize, and when they did, you found the money somewhere else. The $100 was never load-bearing in your budget. It just felt like it was. You tested that feeling 12 times this year, and it was wrong 12 times. That is worth more than the $140 the market returned. The market drops in year two. Of course it does. It drops 14% across 11 weeks, and you watch several $100 evaporate from an account you built one transfer at a time. You feel it in a specific place that is not quite your stomach and not quite your chest. You sit with it. You don't sell. You transfer the $100 on schedule because the schedule doesn't negotiate with market conditions. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you understand that you're buying the same shares at a discount right now, even if it doesn't feel like a discount. It feels like losing. The market recovers. It always has. The shares you bought during the drop are worth more now than what you paid for them. The discipline of the bad months compounded quietly in the background while you were busy not selling. You will forget this lesson. The forgetting is fine as long as the behavior doesn't change. You are 29, 5 years in, total contribution $6,000, account balance approximately $8,200. The number has weight to it now. Not life-changing weight, but real weight. Something that didn't exist before exists now, and you built it entirely out of months where $100 could have gone somewhere else and didn't. You have more in this account than most Americans have in savings right now. Not because you earn more, not because you had a better start, because you made a specific decision about a specific $100 and kept making it through 12 months of nothing visible and a correction that felt personal and a stretch in year 4 where you genuinely considered pausing and didn't. Something else shifts around year 5 that has nothing to do with the balance. Your relationship with money is different, not because you have more of it, but because you're conscious of it differently. You understand the difference between spending that produces something and spending that produces only the moment. You don't deprive yourself. You went on the trip. You bought the thing. You just did it inside a structure that kept the $100 sacred, because the $100 had stopped being a sacrifice and started being a personality. Your patience is different. You've watched the market go up and go down, and your instinct in both directions has changed. You no longer react. You observe. The red number on a given Tuesday is not information about the future. It is information about today, and today will pass. You are 34, 10 years in. You contributed $12,000. The balance is approximately $20,500. In the last year alone, without a single additional dollar of effort from you, the portfolio returned roughly $1,700, not from a raise, not from a side hustle, from the shares you bought over 10 years, compounding into each other in an account you mostly stopped thinking about. Your money is making money, at a pace that is still modest, at a pace that is accelerating. This is the part they try to explain in books, and it never lands until you see it in your own account with your own money. The returns are beginning to contribute at a rate that is approaching your monthly deposit. You put in $100, and the market is returning the equivalent of $140 a month on your existing balance. You are no longer the only one making contributions. Time is making them alongside you, and time never misses a transfer. You are 44, 20 years in. Total contributions, $24,000. Balance, approximately $76,000. You have $52,000 more than you put in. The gap between what you deposited and what you have is more than double your total investment, and it is widening every year. In year 1, the market returned $112. In year 10, it returned roughly $1,700. In year 20, it returns approximately $7,000 in a single year. You contributed $1,200 this year. The account added $7,000. The machine has become the primary contributor. You are almost a passenger now, and the journey started with a transfer on a Tuesday evening in an apartment you have since moved out of. You are 54, 30 years. Total contributions, $36,000. Balance, approximately $227,000. At this balance, and at a historically average return, your account generates roughly $22,700 in a single year without you touching the principal. That is nearly $1,900 a month from money that started as $100. You did not earn it at a job, you did not win it. You built it by doing one small thing every month for 30 years and refusing to stop when the stopping would have been easy, and it would have been easy many times. The machine you fed with pocket change is now producing income that approaches what many people earn working. There are still 10 years until the traditional retirement age. You are 64, 40 years. Total contributions, $48,000. The balance is $637,000. $637,000 from $48,000. The difference, $589,000, was never deposited. Never earned at a job, never won. It grew in the space between your first transfer and today, in the years that passed without drama, in the corrections you didn't sell through, in the Tuesday mornings when you moved the money and forgot about it before lunch. Every month felt like nothing. Every month felt too small to matter. Every year that went by without a visible payoff. Every correction that felt like a reason to stop. All of it stacked, all of it here. The numbers are real. The numbers matter. And the numbers are not what this is about. This is about the version of yourself you become when you decide that small and consistent beats large and eventual. Because large and eventual is what most people are waiting for. The bigger paycheck, the bonus, the moment when the amount finally feels worth starting with. That moment does not come, and if it comes, the habit of waiting comes with it. The money disappears into a life that expanded to receive it, and nothing is built. Small and consistent is not a consolation for people who can't do more. It is the mechanism. It is how the machine runs. The person who invested $100 a month at 25 and the person who waited to invest $1,000 a month arrive at 44 in completely different places. The first one has 20 years of compounding and a permanent relationship with discipline. The second one has an intention that kept getting delayed and the uncomfortable awareness that time was the only asset that was truly irreplaceable. Time does not wait for the right amount. It runs on whatever you give it. You gave it $100. You gave it every month. You gave it for 40 years. It gave you back something that waiting could never build and shortcuts could never manufacture. It gave you the proof that the smallest version of the right decision, repeated without stopping, becomes something that looks like luck from the outside and looks like discipline from the inside, and is, in the end, the most ordinary, extraordinary thing a person can do with money. $100 every month, starting now. The machine is open.